Can I be quite frank with y'all for a second? Sever the bond, Nets Republic. My bad if the angle is off. It's just one of those times where I wasn't going to go get food and then come back because this needed to be in real time. Can I be frank with y'all? Can I be all the way Frankfurter with y'all? I don't know how I'm getting through this video, keeping it child friendly, but I will try. If I start making up words, it's because it's filler for things I want to say, but I don't think I can. Before we get into the shenanigans, if you would like some good old Nets Republic merch, you should click the link in the description. Check out some of the dope shirts we got, merchandise for the Liberty, all sorts of cool stuff. It's really dope on there. Number 2, free Brittany Griner. Number 3, I would like Joel Embiid. I would like John Moxley, who's that guy, Tyrese or whatever. All of them. Every last one of them. Tobias Harris, and of course James Harden. I want you to take all of that energy y'all had in the beginning of the game, and all of that energy you had while y'all were down 30 in the second quarter, and I want you to carry that with you into work tomorrow morning. Friday, everyone's always like, oh, Friday, fun day. I want you all to take that energy into work with you while you're miserable at your jobs and you're just hating your life and you're having the water cooler talk and all y'all have to do is sit there and be miserable that we just slapped you around on national TV. I want you to have that exact same energy when you're sulking in your cubicle. Because all of you are bums. Every last one of y'all are bums. To have the audacity to go at Ben Simmons the way they did, like a couple of boos, sure, why not? Calling it Boo Birds, I think, is adorable. Why not? Boo Birds would be an amazing Southern rock group. I'm just throwing it out there. Boo Birds, make it happen. Somebody get on the get fiddle. I'm here for that, right? But to go as far as to hit him with the type of treatment that Trae Young received at MSG for Ben Simmons, who wasn't even playing. I mean, just the pettiness is ridiculous for me. And this isn't the first time that the 76ers crowd has hurled such obscenities towards a player of ours. It's not the first time, and it won't be the last time. I understand that Brooklyn and Philly has quite the history. Granted, Joe Harris is the only one still on the team from that run-in in the first round a couple years ago from the D'Lo era, but them dudes on the other side are basically the same. We just have Ben Simmons now. I just don't get where they get off. I really don't understand. Because when you are getting slaughtered by Kyrie, I mean, Kai was getting anything he was. When he hits the first 3, that's when you know it's a wrap. If he hits a midi, sure. A layup, sure. A floater, sure. But when he hits the first 3, it's a wrap. It's a vegan green wrap. And your defense for stopping this is James Harden. We know James don't play D. You know James don't play D. James knows he don't play D. His beard knows he don't play D. His neglected Clippers, I know I'm one to talk, knows he don't play D. Philly fans have to know that man doesn't play any defense. Joel Embiid has to know he doesn't play defense. The brain trust of Philly has to know he does not play defense. Our founding fathers have to know that this man, well, they weren't my fathers, but that's not here there, know that that man does not play any defense. So what did y'all think was going to happen exactly? With that game plan from Mr. Doc Rivers, very seldomly has Steve Nash looked like a genius behind the wheel of a super team. But Doc was making that man look like $1 million. Literally. Quite literally. And to get annihilated the way they did in front of Iverson, like in front of Julius, we kind of share him a little bit. I was talking to the homies in the group chat, and Justin and DJ were telling me or whatever that we share the championship lineage and greatness of Julius Irving. So sure, maybe in front of Julius, sure. In front of the fake Liberty Bell, sure. But in front of Iverson, I ain't getting slapped around in front of Iverson. Now, I'm not like a hooper like that, but if I'm doing a YouTube vlog or something like that, different Allen Iverson, I'm busting out the fancy lights and such. I got the wigs and the hats. I'm putting my best foot forward. If we in the booth type stuff, you feel me? I'm gonna break out the shenanigans. Let me tell y'all just a very interesting side story. How do I censor this? I was in a creative environment. Today, and the man in charge of making sure things sound good in the creative environment, that's the easiest way I cannot put my business out there, was telling me that Mr. Seth Curry was going to be a major factor. Now, y'all know I haven't been on a Seth Curry tirade, but I happen to think people overrate him quite a bit. Tonight, I retire that take. There are not many times where I retire takes. That it's done. Put it in the grave. I have retired it. Seth Curry was out there jumping in the passing lanes, making the layups, hitting the floaters, hitting people up, hitting the jumpers from everywhere. I've retired the take. Y'all are right. I was wrong. Seth Curry is that guy. And some people try to be nasty and say, oh, well, you can't compare him to his brother. Nobody was, but I had him messed up. That's the PG version. I had him messed up. I did, and I apologize. That man is nicer than 16 little bits. Because the defensive masterclass that man put on tonight was beautiful. Obviously, people are going to focus on the shooting and all that type of stuff and the cool layups, but it's the defense for me. When we are outmatched size-wise, to still come through like that. Oh, there's so much I want to say, but I got to keep this clean. Just know, beautiful. Kyrie Irving, angry, is something that I have forgotten was a thing. Angry Kyrie is one of the most deadly individuals off the dribble I think we have. I know we all wanted him to just rapture Harden's ankles tonight, but when we saw that man on the bench basically the entire fourth quarter, because there was just no chance at that point, you saw they had all sorts of stuff on man's leg. Homie looked like Kennedy Carter with all the leg sleeve action. Homie looked like Asia Wilson with all the leg sleeve action. Just nursing the jive out of that hamstring. I bet it was awfully sore trying to keep up with Kyrie, wasn't it? Kyrie was going to work offensively. And after a 50-point extravaganza, how could we expect anything less? Now, I have to say, even though this is an amazing dub, I shouldn't be saying anything negative. I got to keep it that way. This man is not available for at least a week, and then we get him 2 more games after that for the rest of the season. So that sucks. We don't really build off of this. But in this moment, unmess-with-able. Ooh, I'm censoring so hard. Unmess-with-able is what the Nets are right now. Drummond took the assignment head on, applied directly to the head. Joel Embiid had no answer for the defense that was on display from Drummond. And someone who, I gotta be honest, on defense, I question what that man is even doing out there at times. Drummond stepped up to the plate and handled his business. I mean, the first quarter block on on Joel Embiid alone had me like agaga. And in the beginning, it was looking like Joel was about to take us to the cleaners. I mean, the easy post-up Kobe fade away like it was nothing. I was like, oh, wow, we ain't got a chance. But shut that down. I feel like, yeah. I was down drum. Embiid is a bum. Like, you feel me? Like, it was handling their business. Absolutely handling their business. Ben Simmons was there the entire time on the bench. I can't remember what brand. I think it was a Louis Vuitton sweater that had like the OVO colors. That was cool, I guess. Very, very fancy piece on his neck. There was so much security. Nothing was going to happen. He was fine. He seemed to be having a good time on the bench. Obviously, they won the game, so everything was dope. I'll keep it a beat. I didn't think we were going to win this game, but I will definitely take it. I'm going to be honest. Y'all won't be honest in the comments, but I'll be honest. I thought we were going to get assassinated, but that didn't happen. Can I say that? Maybe. I don't know. I feel like I'm okay. But that's not here nor there. We're all waiting for a certain type of commentary. We're all waiting for me to address a certain something. No, it's not that Blake Griffin hasn't played in a week. We're all waiting for a certain something for me to address. And you have made it this far in the video, so I shall reward you with the take that you deserve. I was unaware of angry Kevin Durant. I have seen KD focused. I've seen him have to carry, but I have never seen angry Kevin Durant when there are no other options around him. I've seen him a little irritated in the finals surrounded by Steph and Clay and Draymond Green and such. I've seen an angry version of him with Westbrook by his side, and maybe Harden's off the bench, or that's Reggie Jackson, or it's Steven Adams before the beard and stuff like that. Like, I've seen versions of that. I have never seen organic, angry, pissed off, I don't know if I can say that, angry Kevin Durant. Tonight, I saw that for the first time. And I was in fear. It was one of the first times I'll say there's just been so much shenanigans. I have forgotten earlier takes from the season. I don't think I was with Nets Republic at the time, but I was putting out there into the world in the beginning of the season that I didn't believe the Nets were trying. I thought they were just not taking teams seriously, and they just assumed we got Harden, Kyrie's coming back eventually, and we got KD. We don't need to try. Tonight, I saw them try, and specifically Kevin Durant was doing more than trying. He was actively trying to bury the other team. Shooting 12 of like 15 or something like that. And I'm not a numbers guy, but Jesus, 20-something points, I think 27, 14 rebounds, 7 assists. I'm not numbers guy, but did you hear what I just said? Screaming at folk. Embiid wanted no parts of that man. Yamming it on people. Angry contest, angry and ones. I have yet to see angry Kevin Durant. And if that's what KD looks like, angry, I'm not taking any previous points back because it's like one game, but it's difficult to watch this and think we don't at least make it to the first round. Now, what happens in the first round, I couldn't tell, because we get matched up with like the Bulls or something like that. I don't know what happens to us if Kyrie can only play half of those games. But I do know this. Whoever we face in the play-in tournament, it's going to be a trash team. No offense to the Hawks. No offense to, well, all offense to the Hornets. And who else is in there? The Raptors or something? Like, it's going to be really nasty what we're going to do to someone in this play-in tournament, assuming we don't catch up with Cleveland. With Jared Allen going down, fortunately, and is Caris LeVert still out? Ironically, both former Nets and such. Like, if they're not playing, they're just going to lose. And if we continue to win, who knows what happens? I don't know. I'm just throwing out there that God bless whoever we play in the first round of either version of what's going on. Because if this is angry Kyrie and this is angry KD and they're going into the postseason as the underdog trying to prove to people, y'all know what's good with us, good luck to the rest of the league. Now again, unfortunately, we won't see Kyrie for like a week. And then after that, we've got 2 more games with him. Maybe 3 at the most. I don't know how we build off of this performance. I know I sound so silly doubting Kevin Durant, but it's like he would have to be in God mode every night for the next 3 weeks, basically. And I don't know if that is humanly possible to be on for that long going into the play-in or into the playoffs. I don't know how that benefits us. But Kevin Durant can find a way to do it. Shout out to that man. If Kyrie Irving, when he plays, is going to still be at this elite level, good for them. If Ben Simmons eventually comes back, I feel like the entire dynamics of this changes, but we don't know. We're still surrounded by question marks. So as I'll say after every recent victory, in the moment, it feels great. Dump on the Sixers, all that stuff. Have fun in this moment. Because tomorrow, we're right back to square one. But in the moment, this is an amazing win, and I'm here for it. And just because I think it needs to be said, because there's an odd narrative that I am living inside of James Harden's beard, according to some of y'all. Harden looked like trash tonight. I mean, absolute garbage. And you can't blame him not wanting to be there on this one. There's no Kyrie to blame this time. I was looking at him, and I found myself, because when you see someone who is just on your team, you internally have a moment of oh, how come you're not doing blah, blah, but it's he's not on our team, who cares? I felt myself saying the same things, why is Harden not scoring? He just hit 3 step-back threes, keep doing that, take over, help out. Wasn't doing it. Had no lift on the layups and stuff. He got blocked 8 times by Claxton. It's just dog, you good, bro? But that's not our problem anymore. I don't have to care. I just wanted to throw out there that I do agree. He looked terrible. And it's looking like secret might be out on that man. When James Johnson is blocking your shot 3 times in the same possession, I think you've been exposed, but that's neither here nor there. Is there anything else I want to say? I mean, I'm sure there's other things to say. I would just like to pass the mic over to y'all. Leave down below your favorite parts of tonight's game. What did you like the most? What did you enjoy the most? And I will throw one more thing out there. Paul Millsap was talking all that trash about getting playoff time, and he played about as much minutes as Blake Griffin. So how's that working out for you now, Mr. Millsap? How the Atlanta Hawks is that working out for you now?